The do-or-die first semi-final was at the Woodville Oval. The last couple of times these two teams met, it was the Redlegs taking home 4 points. But on this occasion, Magpies coach Mark Clayton told his boys to stick to the game plan, and they stuck to it like glue. The Redlegs started strongly, kicking with a 3-goal breeze, but they were only 2 goals up at the first break. In the end, it wouldn't be enough. Winning is all about possession of the football, and Port can thank their ruckman, Jonathan Ross, for winning them the ball 32 times. From Salisbury and Port's local zone, Jonathan has played a dozen games with the seniors this year, and the experience has been invaluable. His day out was topped off with a goal in the third term. Another player benefiting from time in the reserves is Sean Davidson. Sean played another physical game as a high half forward with 10 kicks and 5 pinpoint handballs for the match. Jack Harsmer from the Eyre Peninsula played a good part of winter captaining his college team, Sacred Heart. So when he's available to the Magpies, they gratefully receive him every time, and every time he's solid and reliable. He played the semi-final at half forward and on ball as a rover, finishing with a match-high 26 disposals. But it all means nothing if you don't kick the goals, and Ben Bioli yet again kicked a bag of goals. Across the under-18s, under-16s and at state level, Ben has kicked a whopping 100 goals this season. He reached the century with a set shot deep into the final turn. The Redlegs may have bowed out in straight sets, but they can celebrate the development of a few stars in 2013, not the least of whom is Cameron Tigerman. A devoted Ross Trevor College player, Cameron still trained with Norwood on a Monday evening, even during the college months. For a tall man, he's fast, running 20 metres in under 2.9 seconds. He used his pace to good advantage against Port. Dylan Orcello is another rising star. Dylan will play anywhere on the ground, even playing in the ruck in the second half of this match. He's another tall with a long future. Straight out of Ross Trevor College, Dylan is one of Norwood's best kept secrets. Watch this space. And Eddie O'Connor gets the award for best determination at Norwood. Out after a shoulder reconstruction, Eddie used his talents to coach the forwards. He came back in round 22, cracked a vertebra in round 23, and finally finished off the season on ball in the final quarter of this match. No problems with the work ethic there. But in a match in which the Redlegs switched off in the final term, the Magpies inevitably won, in the end by a healthy margin of 35 points. North Adelaide went into the second semi-final as favourites, but the reserves team had pilfered a number of players, so the Eagles had a good chance at a grand final berth. But after Henry Trenorden from the Mundalla Football Club came out all guns blazing in the first quarter, the Eagles found themselves looking at the long road to the final. It would take some restructuring and hard work to turn it around, but that's exactly what they did. Trenorden wasn't allowed to score again. Eagles coach Shane Grimm didn't play anyone behind the ball, and his positive approach paid off in spades, with every player having an opponent to look after. And no one could look after tall man Tasman Fitzgerald. From the Central Eyre Football Club, Tasman kicked 6 goals against North, and he would have kicked more except he was moved to centre-half back in the third quarter. He kicked straight, ran hard and took 15 marks. You can ask for no more. Making a sensational comeback from injury was Malcolm Carpeney. He played well against Norwood in the qualifying final, but he was playing brilliant against North Adelaide in the second semi-final. 19 kicks on the wing and a goal to Malcolm in the final quarter. And one of the youngsters was also an important part of the Eagles' pressure last weekend. In his 8th game, 16-year-old Daniel Polanski kicked 4 goals. From the Seaton Ramblers, the small forward's work rate was high with 21 disposals and 5 uncontested marks. For the Roosters, there can be no complaints about the work rate of Ryan Burton. Playing his first game back in July, Ryan has only played 3 games with the Roosters under-18s this year, and this was one of his best with 2 goals from 5 inside 50s. And doing his best to stem the tide in the final term was Shane Faulkner from Para Hills in Adelaide's northern suburbs. But in the end, the Eagles' pressure caused Tim Weatherall's Roosters to lose the one thing they pride themselves on, accuracy in front of goal. North finished the game with 18 behinds from 27 scoring shots, and that's not going to win a grand final. The Eagles through to the big dance on October the 6th. The Roosters would need to take the long road through the preliminary final, the Eagles by 48 points.